Hey friends, welcome. Today is all about yoga for the back, specifically scoliosis. Now, full disclosure, yoga does not fix scoliosis, but it helps a lot. It is the one thing that has helped me with my scoliosis, which you may or may not be able to see on the camera. It has helped me manage the pain that I was experiencing, and it can help it from getting a lot worse. So let's just go ahead and get started. What do you need to practice today? You need a wall and a block, a strap, and possibly a blanket. Okay, so we're gonna start first with a good old wall sit. So you're gonna lean onto the wall, walk your feet forward, and you wanna have your feet about hip width apart. You wanna make sure the toes point directly ahead, and even here, you can adjust, draw the top of the buttocks down, and looking straight ahead, lean onto the wall and feel your shoulders against the wall, feel your lower back against the wall. And just feel what is pressing more, what is coming away from the wall, and just take that into account. Then, with your hands on the hips, start to bend your legs. You can walk your feet a little forward, a little back, so that you're even here. And what happens often in the case of scoliosis, one side of the spine is shorter, so the hip may come up. So you can even take your hand and just draw that hip down and feel with both hands that the two sides of your pelvis are equal. And then looking straight ahead, pressing into the heels, take your arms in front of you. See if you can keep your shoulders connected to the wall. Take your abdomen in and up, and then reach your arms up. And if you can, place the hands up against the wall. If you cannot, you can keep the arms directly ahead or even keep them onto your hips. And then slide back up and stand up for a moment. And we're going to repeat that one more time. So leaning onto the wall, walking forward, and taking the hips down, gradually coming maybe a little bit lower if at all possible. Now, this time, you can use the hands behind you and you can feel what side of the back feels thicker. Oftentimes with scoliosis, one side feels like it's pressing the wall, one side feels like it's coming away from the wall. And if you can feel that, you can try to adjust it. So you can draw one side, abdomen in, and try to get that side of your back closer to the wall. Maybe one side can come a little bit away from the wall. And then again, with your hands on the hips, you walk your way back up. And then from there, we're going to stand with our side to the wall. The wall is such a good prop for scoliosis because it gives us a straight edge to work with, so it helps us to get even that way. So getting as close as we can to the wall, you can take your right arm forward and slide it up the wall. Now again, the hip nearest to the wall, we're going to draw that down. Again, it tends to come up, so we take the hip down, and then from the waist, we extend up to the armpit and all the way to the fingertips. And then from there, we can bring the other arm up, hold on to the wrist. As we lengthen, we lean over to the other side. You can turn your head or you can look straight forward. And then you'll come back, turn around for the other side. Get your hip as close as you can to the wall, left arm forward and up, keeping the hip down, lengthening the sides of the torso, the ribs, up, and then holding on with the other hand to the wrist, lifting, and then turning. And if you like, you look up towards the wall. And then coming all the way up and out. Now we're going to use a strap. And we're just going to hold on to the strap. See that we are keeping the arms exactly shoulder width apart. Okay? Maybe a touch wider, but definitely not less than shoulder width. Then you want to pull on the strap so it's very, very taut. And you're going to keep pulling on the strap as you take the arms up. Once your arms are up overhead, reach up. Lengthen up so you feel the sides of your torso lifting up towards your armpits. And as you reach up, draw the hips down. Keep pulling on the strap. And you may like to look up. And then look forward and bring the arms forward and all the way down. And then from there, we're going to actually take the arms wider. And we're going to now, again, keeping the strap very, very taut, we're going to go up, lift up, and go back a little bit. So you go to your limit. Okay, this is also really good for shoulder mobility. So you can practice this daily, and you may find with repetition, you can take your arms further back because it helps to draw the middle and the upper back in, which for many of us with scoliosis, this area tends to get thick. It develops a little bit of a kyphosis. So this can help with that. Taking the arms in front, lifting up, going back, maybe widening again the hands, pulling, lifting up, and reaching back. Coming forward and lifting up. And again, you go to your limit. Some of you will be able to bring the hands all the way behind you and coming back up. We're going to do that one last time. Lifting up, reaching back and down, forward and out. Now we're going to use a block. So you're going to hold on to your block so that it is wide and your hands are going on the narrow side of the block. You want that edge against the edge of your palm of your hand, the heel of the hand, so to speak. Then from there, you're going to reach forward, reach up, and put your block on top of your head. Then press into the block. You want to take your elbows back, so don't let your elbows roll forward. Press evenly into the block, and when you press into the block, you'll find that the outer side body, these muscles activate towards your spine. So as you press in, keeping your elbows back, start to reach the arms up. So you go gradually. If this is as far as you go, that's fine. Just keep repeating, and some of you will be able to reach all the way up and almost fully straighten the arm. Let the side body come up, keep pushing into the block, and lift up. And then back onto the head, and then release. And of course, you can repeat this many times. Next, we're going to do kneeling towards the wall. I like to use a blanket here just to pad my knees. So I'm going to face the wall, keeping the knees close to the wall, but they don't have to touch. But I do want to look down and make sure right now that my knees are lined up, my hip is lined up over my knees, and I just put my hands on the wall. With my hands on the wall, it's like I'm trying to pull the wall down. When I try to pull the wall down, the sides of the torso, the chest lifts up, and I could look up, taking the tailbone into the body. In other words, we don't want to do this. We're going to draw the tailbone in. From there, you're going to take your right foot, right knee out to the side, line up your heel to your left knee, look and see that your right toes point directly ahead in the same direction as your knee. From there, we're going to lean towards the right. You can put your elbow against your inner right knee. Your other hand on the wall is trying to again pull the wall down. So you fan open the left side of your torso and you close the right. And you reach and maybe even look up. And then you'll come all the way up. So oftentimes one side of the spine with scoliosis, again, it shortens. So this can bring openness to the tight side and close the side that tends to overstretch. So leaning, hooking the elbow against the knee, right arm pulls the wall down as you arch over to the left, making a lot of space alongside the ribs and the waist. Coming back up. Let's repeat this one more time. Taking the right foot out, press down through your left shin, left ankle, so you're very much anchored there. So your hip lines up to your knee. And then one more time, going to the side, trying to open the whole side of the torso, fan it open, and coming back up, switching legs. This is a modified variation of gate pose. Coming down, opening the right side, and you will definitely feel a big difference side to side if, like me, you have even the mildest of scoliosis. And then carefully You'll come all the way out and come to standing. It's nice to do just a simple back stretch after this. So you just face the wall, bring your hands lined up to your shoulders, step back, and lengthen the front of your torso towards your hands. Push your thighs back, hips back. You can look up, or you can even look down. Walk in, and slide the arms up to the wall, and lift the chest up. And then coming all the way down. Last but not least, we're going to stand centered in a hallway, a narrow hallway, or better yet, a door frame. The frame gives us a straight structure that we can use to bring a little bit more evenness to our spine. So from the center there with the feet together, take your hands to the sides and press into the wall. When you press into the wall, you'll feel these side muscles in your back activate. As you press, draw them in towards the spine. And you will feel one side might be a little shorter, one side might be a little weaker, or one side pushes out away from the spine. So if it's this side, for example, I'll press more with my right hand and try to activate those muscles further towards my spine. Then you can take your arms a little higher, line them up to your shoulders or a little bit higher, and the same thing, press, and you'll find a different part of your spine activating. And then you can take the arms as high as you can, and same thing, pressing into the wall, draw the back muscles towards the spine, take the hips down, and then start to lift the chest. As you press into the wall, lift your sternum up, and if possible, look up. And then look forward. And you can repeat this as many times as you like. I do this daily. Now we're going to do the walk away. So we're going to turn around, and we're going to take the hands to the sides of the frame, or the two walls, and start to walk away from our hands. Walk until your arms are straight, and then activating this middle upper back and the waist muscles in towards the spine. Lean your torso forward, draw your tailbone in, and lifting the chest, look up. And then come back to center. Let's do that one more time. It's like I'm trying to walk away from my hands, pull away from my hands, and instead I'm activating my back, my shoulder blades, lifting the spine and looking up. And then release and coming all the way out. So these are just a few exercises that I do for scoliosis. They've helped me tremendously throughout the years, and they have helped a lot of my students as well. If you have any questions or you want to learn more, please write to me in the comments, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.